Hi, I'm sitting at the TA truck stop in Madison, Wisconsin. I've been driving very slow, you know, something was telling me that this is not one of those rush loads. And I just got off the phone with the customs broker because I was checking my email and I didn't see the promised electronic manifest from my Landstar agent. And neither did he send me the name of the customs broker, right? Okay, I can get the electronic manifest from our customs department because quite often Landstar agents don't know how to do them, you know, how to make them on the website, how to create them, because I know a lot of them just work with internal U.S. loads, but I go across the border, you know, I'm almost a pro here. But at least I call the guy, and he's the connection is so bad, you know. I tried his office number, then it switches to his cell number, and then I found his cell number, like direct number. I called that one, and I think because it's a long weekend, he's probably somewhere, you know, at the beach or somewhere. And anyway, so he gave me at least he gave me the customs broker name and his phone number. And now I stopped here specifically because I know it's it was like 3:30 local time, Friday before the long weekend. So I thought, you know, I better do all the customs paperwork before I continue trucking. Otherwise, I'll be stuck because some customs brokers, they close office over the weekend. You know, not all. Most of them are open like 24/7. You can just send your paperwork, but you never know, right? So I call the customs broker, and the guy says, Dmitry. And I wait a second, you speak Russian? And he says, very well. Okay, nice. So we switch to Russian. Turns out it's he's the boss. It's his own customs brokerage, and he sits in Calgary, Alberta. And we start chatting, and turns out I'm already truck number 5 with this locomotive parts, quote unquote, right, with these panels. And this Dmitry says that they still waiting for the payment from the importer, not just for their services, because their services don't cost that much, right, but they're waiting for the sales tax payment, because the sales tax, that's the government thing. You cannot just, you know, import something without paying that, you know. You don't want to screw with the government. So these guys already, the customs broker said the importer already owes, you know, a lot of money for this previous 4 loads, so they cannot process my truck before they get payment for those loads. Otherwise, I guess the government might go after the customs broker, you know. It's a lot of money. Let's say it's more than $10,000, okay? That's what they owed right now. But anyway, so I called this guy and I got his email address, and then I called our customs department at Landstar. They're still open. And I said, I cannot find my agent. He cannot, he promised me the e-manifest. I just checked my email. And he said he didn't have some internet access where he was. So I went inside the truck stop, got the card with the fax number, and I was trying to call him, give him the fax number, you know, send me the e-manifest. It's all voicemail. Just as soon as you dial his number, it automatically goes into voicemail. Basically, the guy is, what's the expression? Indisposable, you know, like weekend, long weekend. That's it. So I called this guy and they said, oh, we've been calling him all day. He let you guys, you know, out in the open, so he didn't do the manifest for them. I guess I'm not the only one. Took them like 10 seconds. I gave him my email address, and the Landstar corporate sent me the manifest to my computer. So you see, it's a really, I'm really glad I have the printer and the internet access. And see, this is my savior, right? So this is my internet, Verizon Jetpack, and my mobile printer is in there. And so I go online, I download everything, and then I got a scanner, so I scan all the paperwork, including this e-manifest, which is just 1 page, and I email it to the customs broker in Calgary, and I just got a response that he received it, so everything is good. I have no idea, of course, if they will let me go to the border, but at least they started working on the paperwork. Okay, and in the other news, the pile of my spec sheets is growing. now I have in my hand 3 spec sheets. 3 sets of spec sheets. So one is, of course, the first one was for the Western Star. See that logo at the bottom there, right? Then no price on that one yet, but I know the weight, right? So that's the setback axle, and the weight was 19,215 pounds for the empty truck with no fuel, which is pretty good. 19,215, right? Then came this thing, International, right? 9,900. Cummins, big power, no cleaners, no exhaust stacks, and the price is here, but there's no weight. So I called the guy, said, so what's the weight, you know? And he said, he got back to me, he said it was 20,280, you know, almost like over 1,000 pounds. No, wait a second. So Western Star was what did I say, 19,215. Yeah, so this one is 20,000 pounds more, and I don't understand why, because the International uses aluminum cab, like my cab is aluminum, right? Western Star uses a heavier steel construction cab, but the Western Star spec has a 54 flat roof sleeper. This thing has a 72-inch mid-roof sleeper. And then over there we have Detroit, 600 horsepower in the Western Star. Here we have Cummins, and I know Cummins is about 300 pounds heavier, right? But the transmission is the same, 18-speed. Axles, probably that's why. This International, for the rears, they use Meritor axles. Yeah, Meritor, 46,000 pounds. Western Star uses a lighter Detroit axles. They are lighter and they are cheaper. So you see, like, it's, you know, 1,000 pounds. It's not something that you can, you know, scorn at. You know, that's lost revenue, because if I can do, let's say, 45,000 pounds without a permit with a Western Star, let's just say, you know, then with this truck I can only do 44. You know, and we're not even talking about fuel. You know. So I don't know. I guess it's the axles and the sleeper and the dual exhaust. Actually, wait a second. Here in Western Star it's dual exhaust too, but I guess here the dual exhaust on the sides, so they probably don't have to use as much steel, you know, to hold those exhaust pipes, because they're bolted right into the sides of the sleeper, like on the International. I told them to put the exhaust in the back, and of course they have to use those, you know, big bars that I used to have one, and I got rid of it. And that thing, just one, was like 300 pounds. So I don't know what kind of construction they're using on these trucks, 9900, but that's probably at least 300 pounds just for that. So 300 for that, let's say 500 for the axle, because it's a heavier axle, you know, and the sleeper, the bigger sleeper. Oh, and the engine. So see, and there you have it. You have like 1,000 pounds. So, and so the International is 136,000. And when I called Western Star and I told them that, you know, I'm looking at a couple of competing quotes, right? The guy didn't sound too happy, too pleased. But he says, so how much are they asking for this? And when I told him the price, I said 136,954. He went silent, like for half a minute. Then he said, "Oh," and he said, "Well, I can tell you that our truck will be heavier than that." Oh, really? Okay. Why should it be heavier? You know. But he does. He included the extended warranty here. You know. Because he says we recommend this for all Detroits, otherwise it'll be too expensive to get after, you know, like 5-year warranty. So I'm not a big believer in warranties, but like normally, well, I did have extended warranty on this truck. I did have I fixed something actually in the engine under it, but then 8 cases out of 10, oh no, this is not covered. Oh really? So what the heck did I get the extended warranty for if it's not covered? So I don't know, it's kind of like insurance. But anyway, those were two specs, right? I'm still looking at them. And then just this morning I got this. This is a Freightliner. Freightliner Cascadia. Oh my god, I can hear people groaning. Come on guys, you know, I have to look objectively at all the sides of this equation, right? Because this is the cheapest truck. It's supposed to be the cheapest to maintain and service. I don't like how it looks. Do we have a Freightliner somewhere here? Well, I see one ways over there, but next to me is a Mack. This one here is a Peterbilt, the new one, with no cleaners, you know. I don't like Peterbilt. Anyway, so, but this guy didn't include the price either, and he put in 44,000 axles in the back for some reason. I think I told him 44,000 because his 46 is heavier and they cost a bit more. And I think the transmission he put in 18 speed. Actually no, he put in 600 horsepower engine, 2050 torque. That means that it has an 18 speed transmission, because 2050, actually, wait a second, you can use a 13 speed. Anyway, I still have to look at it, right? So, but I mean, and I don't know the price, but what's interesting is that the weight of this thing is included here. It's 19,032 pounds, which is just a bit lighter than the Western Star, but definitely lighter than the International, you know. So Freightliner trucks are really kind of trucker friendly. Okay, but just to tell you guys, so what did he put in here for the transmission? Eaton Fuller RTLO, I think it's 18. Hold on. 20918. Yeah, 18 speed transmission, 20 torque, aluminum clutch housing. So I'm gonna compare them. Oh, and this guy, what I like about Freightliner is actually this guy, he's kind of an older salesman, but I'm guessing he's the same age as the Western Star guy. But he was smart in that I made a point. I said make sure that the tire ratings match the axle ratings, because quite often you tell people, hey, I want this axle on the front, and they just put regular tires on it, you know, and then you basically, it's a waste of money because you have that heavy axle. But DOT stops you, or you know, any inspector, they look at the rating on the side of the tire. Regular tires, they don't have that high of a rating, you know. So this guy, and I remember this from last year, he like really surprised me. So instead of 11R 22.5, he puts in 12R 22.5 on the front. Why? Because I told him to use a 14,000 pound axle. Actually, he put in 14,600. You know, he says, oh, you don't really need you know, 46, you know, don't do that. So, well, so just to compare, you know, just to see what's gonna happen, I put in that one here with a Freightliner, but the same big engine. And he put in Michelin something, MZ something. But I'm gonna check it out. So I'm gonna have some exciting reading to do this evening. And right now I have to start driving again, because I don't know. I just went through Chicago. It was awful. Construction, accidents. And this is basically my second stop. Yeah, the first one was just north of Chicago on a toll plaza where they have some Starbucks. And now it's already 5:38 Eastern, so 4:38 local, so forget it. I'll just go to Black River Falls, because I like stopping there. There's a Walmart, there's Flying J, you know, there's a nice area and always empty. Oh, here, Peterbilt. A lot of guys are saying, hey, you know, you should get a Peterbilt. And here's one next to me, the same type. You see, they don't put any air cleaners, just, I like that. You see that opening on the sides? Nice huge mirrors, just one arm. Big sleeper. And actually I asked the Western Star guy, I said, so those air cleaners on the set forward axle model, you know, like regular classic 4900, I said, why do you have to put air cleaners? Can't you just use something like what people use? You see, like here's a Mack on the other side. See the those what do you call them, jills, like, you know, air intakes on the side. Everybody uses this now, you know, because my truck has only one. See over there? I cannot probably see it, but no, I think you can see it. That's the little frame. That's where my intake is. Wait a second, I have some dirt in there. I have to clean it up, I think. But it's pretty big, actually. It's huge, but you know, for high horsepower, you need at least, of course, the more the better. You know, you need two, and that's what people do. You see on modern trucks, they just use that kind of thing. Volvo has the same design, so it's kind of like, the way I see it, that's where the technology is going. You know, why use those outdated 18th century air cleaners? But Western Star says no, we don't have it. Oh, and one more thing, I really don't like those side exhausts, you know, like, I don't understand. I would either use, like, honestly, just a single horizontal somewhere under the cab, I don't care, or for a big engine, you know, of course it helps to have dual exhaust, you know, like on pickup trucks, like if it's a performance truck or a car like a Mustang, you have dual exhaust. You don't see any air cleaners in the front. They all use just even single air intake, but of course that's a small engine. You know, on a big engine you need two. But one more thing I don't like about Western Star is that stupid, I mean, two things: the side exhaust, which you cannot move because the way the cab is designed, the sleeper is designed. But the second stupid thing they refuse to change is the turn indicator. Like, they have this aerodynamic model, right, with a sloped hood and everything is hunky-dory, but then the turn signal is still that square piece. It's not even rounded. It's not like I saw the truck stop. They have them like round shape, you know, like this. It's kind of like this. Only, of course, it's, you know, straight surface, not like this thing here sticking out. But it was rounded. Like, it was a big circle. And it's yellow in the front, red in the back, and it was like $11. But I think that's, you know, what some guys put under your mirror there. But I have no idea if it'll fit that hole in the fender. But Western Star still uses the same design like old Peterbilt's had and Kenworth trucks had. It just puts a square, totally non-aerodynamic turn signal right on the fender, you know. And that signal is like, I don't know, half a meter in diameter. For Australian guys, that's 3 inches. Okay. So anyway, so this was day 3, I think, of my travels from Ohio to Alberta, and I still have, I don't know, I think that's my distance to the border. I don't know, this time, you know, I don't feel motivated at all. Oh, by the way, I talked to this morning when I talked to this agent, and he sounded so far off, you know, like so distant, not in his manner, but like the connection was really bad, like I said. And I asked him, I said, so why did you change the price? You know, why am I doing this for $6 grand, and the guy that's loading today, Friday, you increased the price to $7, and you told me that 6 was all your customer was paying. Like, how can you just switch the price like that by $1,000? Not just 200 or 300, by 1,000. And he said, well, I was looking for trucks and I couldn't find anything, and I had to move this load, so I increased the price. Okay, now, like, how does the agent increase the price by himself, you know? I thought there was an agreement with that had to go through corporate, you know? It's like something is shady here, you know? Anyway, so time to hit the road. It's 130 miles from here to Black River, Wisconsin, where the Flying J is, and the Walmart. So that's 2 hours. So how much coffee do I need? I think I need about at least 10 ounces an hour. So that's gonna be over 2 hours. So I'm gonna get back inside and get a 20-ounce cup, half decaf, half regular coffee. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and don't watch too many bad movies.
unload.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. See you later.
Population 3622.
You have reached your destination on your right.
This is a big town. 3,622 people. Called Black River Falls home. I like when they do this, you know, when they pass you and then start braking in front of you. That's really safe.
You have reached your destination on your right.
The front axle on this truck. I like that. What is this? Oh, Titan. Wow. Yeah. That's Titan. $150,000 truck. Wow. That's good. Get a 600 horsepower engine at a much lower price, you know, because that's what these guys have. They have a 600 horsepower, 2,000 pounds of torque. Hey, I can get a Detroit diesel like that, and it will develop all that torque at 1100 RPM. All right, I like this. I like when there's more than one space. I can just back. Neighbor on the right, Volvo D16. Alright, I'm okay with that. Truck on the left is one of those Peterbilts. Peterbilt with you know, the modern one. I don't know the doesn't have air cleaners and aerodynamic roof. Oh, I need to write down my mileage for the log. 711,772. Jesus. My truck is getting older and older. So 711,772 miles. Wow, just like when I bought it, right? I had 165,000. And now I have 711,772. So I've driven 546,000 miles since April 07. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So in 6 years, that's like 91,000 miles per year. Well, let's call it a day.